Training like an athlete is so important as a singer, especially if you do musical theater, because singing and dancing at the same time is not for the weak. This is all coming from a girl who trained herself to not breathe heavily, and somebody literally asked me after I came off stage from Whipped into Shape, how are you not out of breath? And I was like, I am, but I train myself to not look out of breath. First thing with breath support for singing, you can do box breathing. This is a good exercise. So you breathe in for 4, you hold it for 4, you breathe out for 4, and then you hold for 4, and you just repeat. The next one that a lot of people aren't going to like, and you know what? I don't like it either, but running. Running is the easiest way. Cardio, like running, will help strengthen your respiratory muscles, like your diaphragm. I'm not saying you have to be out here running races. I for sure am not. One thing I did is when I understudied Cassie in a chorus line, I trained myself to be able to run at 8 miles per hour on the treadmill for about 8 minutes. Not only do I focus on being able to have the stamina and the endurance to be able to run at a pretty good speed for a decent period of time, at least the length of pretty long dance numbers in shows. I also focus on my breathing and make sure that I'm not gasping for air, because if you're running, it doesn't really matter what you look like on your face or how you're breathing. But as a performer on a stage, it does matter, because if you're singing, you can't take gasps, because that's really bad and that's not gonna help you sing good. And same for just generally looking good on stage. If you finish a dance number and you're like, that's awkward. That isn't part of the story. You're not seeing the dancers like, I always focus on my breathing and making sure that I can take bigger breaths and look calm while I am doing it. That is the goal. So this obviously translates really well into singing and dancing at the same time, and just endurance on stage in general, but this does translate into your singing and with your breath support overall, having more control and being able to hold notes for longer even when you are more out of breath. Obviously, also, I didn't mention this because I don't do it, because I don't like have a treadmill in my house and I feel like a psychotic person if I try to do this, but singing while running is also really great, and that will help a lot. Think about how pop stars train for their concerts, like Taylor Swift running and singing the show. Running is a really good way to build that endurance for singing.